right, Dmitry Bivol says that he wants to fight Kovalev. He wants to fight Artur Beterbiev come um, June 2024. I think he supposed to come back in January. He also says that he wants to possibly drop down to 168 for a big fight. So let's talk about it. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Now you have to understand that Dmitry Bivol did not fight in 2023. All right, my memory serves me correctly. He did not fight in this calendar year, and that's what he gets for ducking Arthur Beterbiev. And what they did was try to age Beterbiev out. We all know that. You know, Beterbiev, I think, had a surgery a couple years ago. This year, he had a dental surgery. So yeah, he hasn't fought since November 5th, 2022. So it's been over a calendar year. So if he come back in January at about, a year and, 14 months or whatever. So, he a little bit more active than PBC fighters. Yeah, I mean, so Dmitry Bivol wants Artur Beterbiev fight in June for Undisputed at 47. Okay. Um, he said every time I hope for the next fight, but he of course has a fight. He said Dmitry Bivol to fight Hub about the Undisputed championship bout with Artur Beterbiev 175. Ask my team how we can. All right. In some conversations we had with Top Rank and Matchroom about all of this, said Corner Love, his manager, I believe, quote, if this comes together, they're ready to do it after Ramadan next year. So Beterbiev beats Callum Smith in January. Then we will be very serious discussion for the fight to happen in May or July next year. So I thought he said June. So I could be wrong. Yeah, he said June, but the manager saying July. Maybe June is too close to Ramadan for them. I think Beterbiev is a practice Muslim. That's what his faith is. Excuse me. I think that's one of the reasons why people don't like him as well too. All right. I think that kind of is an issue with Devin Haney as well too. That people don't like them because they're Muslim. You know what I'm saying? And what's so funny about it is, I told this story before. I was at Best Buy one day some years ago when I used to jailbreak fire sticks when I worked at the General Motors plant, and I don't really don't wear my do rag in public. For some reason, I have my do rag in public or whatever, and and yeah, I had it on in public, and then I really don't have a mustache. You know what I'm saying? I really don't have a mustache or whatever. So I had my do rag on, I had my hair tied, whatever. I had it rolled up. I would wear it, whatever. And and um and the guy asked me, he was like, are you you practice Islam or whatever, whatever Muslim Islam, forget what it was. I think it was Islam, right? I think it's just different variations of it. Excuse my ignorance. And I'm like, nah, but and then he tells me while we was in line, that when 9/11 happened, um, they had to go in hiding, and he said they had to go in hiding, and he was kind of schooling me on that, whatever, and they felt irresponsible what had happened in 9/11 or whatever, and so yeah, kind of schooled me, whatever, on why a lot of people kind of didn't frowned upon. And I think that's one of the reasons why people don't like Devin Haney and people don't like Artur Beterbiev. That's just my opinion on it. Now I can be 100% wrong when it comes to that, but I think that's a huge issue on on why people don't like him or whatever. So but yeah, that's what I definitely believe, but nonetheless, let's keep it moving. He said, I like it. I need to make the fight in January, then make a fight in June and July. It's better June, said Bivol. So I don't know why he's saying it's better June. He said, we're trying to see if the Saudi Arabia or UAE, Abu Dhabi, that's almost like our second home after that big fight. We got very close with all those guys in Abu Dhabi. We're hope to come back. Bivol Beterbiev can be his big fight in boxing, said Korninoff, his manager. That would be a great location as well. Consider their appetite for big fights. Now, thing about it is, old boy is a Russian citizen. Dmitry Bivol, I believe, still is a Russian citizen. Okay, so he's still a Russian citizen. I think Beterbiev might be one too, but he's a he's a Canadian now, so that's why they didn't like strip him of his that's why they didn't strip him of his of his title or stop sanctioning his fights like they did with Bivol or whatever. But but uh but yeah, that's why. But but yeah, it's a really big fight in my opinion. I mean, just for the hardcore fans, it's a big fight. It's a fight that it's a fight that we all want to see. As far as the hardcore fans, I mean, it should have been happened, but obviously, but it didn't. So far, they said the money wasn't there, and I just thought they was trying to age him out. And I think that's what they was trying to do, age the dog out. But I mean, it is what it is. He said I didn't take it serious much rematch with Canelo. Okay, I don't care about that. Um, but yeah, I think that's a fight that we all want to see, man. To be honest, and I think that's a fight that should happen. Um, um, it's definitely a fight that should happen on the behalf of the boxing fans, whatever. But and they both talking about going up to cruiserweight, so it might be Bivol spoke on going back up to cruiserweight. He spoke on going back up to cruiserweight. So he said that's something that he would like to do, and that's the next weight class up. I mean, you got to remember too that the cruiserweight was just like Bridgerweight at one point in time. The WBC created that weight class. Um, it never really got the respect. To this day, it never got the respect. And it's unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? But if you look at all the additional weight classes that were created, who really got the respect? Ask yourself, who really got the what I think historically, man, I think that we being real, I think historically um maybe 140 might be the best. And this is a great question to ask somebody like Blood Boxing, a boxing historian, and guys like that. It's a great question to ask them. I think what is the greatest catch weight class? That's a great question. That's a phenomenal question to ask. What is the greatest, fake weight class or additional weight or catch weight class? I would think historically 54 got a lot, but 40 got a lot of history. I think some people, Chris, you have a good answer for this too. I think what's the other one? Super featherweight. I think a lot of people like what's historically happened at super featherweight as well too. Um, so yeah, man, it's just a lot. It's some interesting it's some interesting takes there when it come to that. But some interesting takes. But like I said before, I don't think this fight can miss. I think Bivol can win this fight. And me and Julius kind of, we said we was gonna do a collab video once they make this fight happen. Um, so he like Bivol. I like Beterbiev, but I can definitely see Bivol winning this fight. Gotta remember what Beterbiev said too. Beterbiev said when they was in Dubai for the what's that fight? Tyson Fury and Ngannou, he said Beterbiev scared. I mean, he said B was scared. He don't want it. He looking in his eyes. He was scared. Well, here you go. He said B was interested in moving down to 168. So he said it's easier for Dmitry Bivol to go to 68, and I'll let him speak for that. There's some bigger fights there for him at 168, said his manager, Baden Kornov, to Fight Hub TV. He said Dmitry Bivol considered moving down to 68 to broaden his rise and have options available to him or Duck Beterbiev. I think it's bet more money down there for sure. I think it's easier for me to move down to 168 than it is to come up to cruiserweight. If Bivol is going down to 68, he has options: Benavidez, Plant, Morel, Andrade. I think the bigger option is Benavidez than Andrade than Plant if Andrade beat Benavidez. He said, I think on Showtime feed, one of their commentators said Charlo exactly the same size and weight as Bivol on fight night, said Coronado. If he didn't miss it, I think he didn't miss here. Maybe it was just size they meant. You know, Charlo a big boy. He said in my fights, my maximum weight is 185 pounds. In normal life, my weight is around 190, and I make 175 easy, said Bivol. I'm just starting my training camp, and my weight goes down. So he said he get up to about 190. Ain't bad. That's less than 20. That's less than 25 pounds. It's really 15 pounds. It ain't bad. He said Bivol could easily make 168 if he hydrates to 185 on fights as a light heavyweight. He starts training camp with the goals coming in lighter. He can get down to around 178, then dehydrate to 10 pounds on fight night. He said, I know a lot of fighters that make 47, they're losing more weight than me. And I feel like I'm not dying when I go to 175. He said, I feel like I can cut more, but I don't want to do it. I remember during the amateurs, I was thinking of only about food and drink. I didn't think about fight. Yeah, he ain't lying about that. When you fasting and all that, you see these commercials, you'd be like, man, that's all you be thinking about. Of course, there's a big reason to be at 168 if there's a belt there. He said, I would push myself and I would do 168, but for a good reason, said Bivol. So yeah, that's what it is, man. Let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Check out the Boxing News playlist for more videos like this. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole nine. Check my link tree. Find me everywhere. Check out my new channel, Free Game 89, FR33 Game 89. Check out my Detroit channel, Mercy Sports Talk. Peace. All that's in the link tree.